Nation. Yes, we are back tonight. I got my big bro in the building, a YouTube Raider legend, my brother, Oakland Knight. How you doing, King?
Man, I could be better, bro, to be honest with you, man. But the start of the season makes everything better, man. I got some stories for everybody tonight.
Okay, I love it, man. I don't love that you're not, that you could be
Yeah,
better.
no, I mean it's much better, man. Yeah, I mean when
There
it
we go.
comes to family, firstborns, it's
Oh,
been
yeah,
it's been
yeah,
a
yeah,
wild
yeah.
ride, brother. But you know what I
Trust
mean?
me.
Like good stuff happening.
There we go. I love it, man. Shout to everybody in the chat real quick, man. Me and Oakland Knight are going to be answering questions tonight. This is about you guys. Get them questions in. Let's talk about the game tomorrow. We can talk about shit Monday night, the Monday night game the following week. Whatever y'all want to do, me and Knight are here. Chat gang in the building today. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, man. Also, before we do any business, make sure you go subscribe to my brother Oakland Knight. If you got to leave real quick, come back. It is what it is. Go subscribe to our brother, man. I know he's going to be active during the season. He's back out of his slumber. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Took
yes,
a little
sir.
break. Took a little break, but my big bro is back and he is active. Shout out to my brother Watts as well. He had a lot going on today, but he said he wants to pull up to the pregame tomorrow. So shout out to him, man. You'll definitely see him tomorrow on the channel. But with that being said, man, get them questions in. How are you feeling about this game tomorrow, my brother?
You know, it's surprisingly confident. Like just having to deal with what we've been dealing with for the past 20 years, it's kind of like so surreal to sit here and think that, damn, bro, like I'm confident as fuck. I haven't been this confident in so long, dude. It's like it's scary confident too, because it's usually this past 20 years this shit kind of let you down, but there's just something special and different about that D, bro. It's just something's happening over there.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy because everybody keeps saying trap game. And I keep repeating myself. I'm like, this to me doesn't feel like a trap game. It feels like we have a defense and this offense is on a whole nother level right now. You know what I mean? So I don't see it. With the offensive line set up in Miami, it looks really, really bad. Miami still has a nice defense. That secondary is mean with Byron and you already know they got a dynamic duo over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't see it, brother. I see us, low key blowing them out tomorrow, man. I mean, look, everybody says stay humble and one game at a time. Look, man, I feel good about this year, brother.
Yeah.
I feel good, man. I'm gonna talk my shit. I still got it 30-10 tomorrow. That's what I got.
And you got to talk it, dude, because this is what I was talking about right now. Like confidence, like no other. I guess I'm just not used to it, so I got to feel my way through it. I don't like the word trap game. Maybe if it was like week 5, 6, 7, something like that. But week 3, this team is humble. I don't think this team is taking anything for granted. I think they know they got some weaknesses. I know they got some holes, especially on that offensive line. There's some people trying to catch up with the system. They're not taking this lightly. A trap game is when your team is overly confident. They think they have it all figured out, and they're going to get surprised. I don't think the Raiders are going to be surprised tomorrow at all.
Facts, my brother. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Doug, man. Do you think we go for a high-end guard, Docs, and Knight? What do you mean, brother? Do you mean in next year's draft? Or do you mean try to make a trade this season? Let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely bring you back up. Shout out to Gabriel, man. Questions to Graphk Raider and Oakland Knight. In your respective opinions, has the Raiders improved on avoiding penalties from defense, offense, and special teams? I'm gonna let you take the floor with that one, brother. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that answer is twofold. I think we're much more disciplined this season, but I think we're finally gaining the respect of the National Football League and some of these refs. So I don't think we're still getting them bullshit calls. It's always going to be that way because we entertain the game. The Raiders entertain the National Football League. So as long as there's haters, the Raiders are better, right? Like they know it sells. That's why we talk about clickbait and everybody wanting to talk shit on the Raiders. It's because us fans like us passionate fans, ain't no one wouldn't like the Raider Nation, right? Just Google it on YouTube. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
And we react. And so the refs, they know.
Yeah.
It boosts up ratings.
Those OPIs, you know what I'm saying? We seen one on Brian Edwards, which was a terrible call. I'm gonna be honest, Damon Arnett, that was a penalty. I don't know what everybody else seen. Or they said basically Claypool extended his arm. It should have been a offensive OPI. I didn't see that. To be honest, I thought Damon Arnett just got burnt. I'm being real. But I mean, we are the Raiders, just like Oakland Knights said, man. We're the Raiders, bro. Like, it's gonna happen. We're not gonna get those calls because we are the Raiders. At the end of the day, you pretty much have to play a perfect game being us, because if you don't, we're gonna get some bad calls on our end. It's just,
I think we play better because of it. I honestly think it pumps up our football. They know what's coming.
yeah, facts. And we look a lot more disciplined this year. Like
Much more disciplined.
Way more disciplined. And you see, Jonathan Abram, the game is slowed down a lot. He doesn't look crazy. He's in position now, not in that Gunther system where they had him playing as a ball hawk when this guy belongs in a box. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, man, I couldn't be more excited, my brother. Like, I'm really juiced about this team right now, bro.
They're keeping it simple. They're playing fast. Everything's in front of them. They're not overthinking things.
Yeah.
And when's the last time? Like we just went through 2 games right now, and we haven't been eaten up on the screen pass. Like, for the past 5 years, that screen pass has been our bugaboo, dude. Every single time, 3rd and long. It could be like 3rd and 15. Someone throws a screen pass, and we can't tackle with shit. Now, as soon as that ball's out, there's like 5-6 guys tackling one person.
I love it, bro. I love it. Shout to Doug. He said now. Now, we did free up some money with the Littleton restructure. We can still get rid of Jalen Richard. Like, it's after week 3 to after tomorrow. We can either bring him back up to the squad, or we can release him and save some money because he was on the IR for 3 games. We know today Richie Incognito got put on the IR. I kind of don't understand why we didn't put him on the IR from the jump, but it is what it is. We're 2-0 without him. I think we need to sit him for a while anyway and make sure that we have him ready for that push to the playoffs. But we can free up some more money with letting go of Jalen Richard. We just signed Regis to the main roster.
Yes, sir.
I think there's a reason why we're doing that. I think, to be honest, love Jalen Richard, born bred Raider. You know what I mean? Came to us undrafted a few years back. He's been a Raider his whole career. I always say this story. I was there when he broke out for that 70-yard TD against New Orleans, week 1 his rookie year. Once a Raider, always a Raider. I just don't see where he fits into this system right now. And you can't justify him being the highest paid running back on the roster this year. I just don't. I don't understand how you can do that. You know what I mean? But I'm excited to see what Regis can do. If we let go of Jalen, we have a lot more money to free up to go get a guard. There's no free agents though, you guys. Every free agent guard that's out there is dealing with injuries or they're older. We're gonna have to make a trade. And with that being said, that was a question I wanted to ask you too, brother, because I did a live the other day where I said, is it time to go all in? Is it time to go all in and reach out to some of these teams that have some starting caliber guards and say, hey, look, take some of our draft capital because we're ready to go now. What do you feel about that?
I think it may be a little bit early now, but I think it's on the table. You know what I mean? I think it's, if you look at the way this team's built, the way that it's performing, you're going to see an audition this weekend, right? Gruden already talked about Peyton Barber did great in pass protection. Drake was doing really good in pass protection. That's the biggest thing they wanted to make sure that we're picking up these blitzes. I think I said on your show, I commented, Regis wasn't ready for that. But I think he's going to get an audition. But I don't think they like the power of Barber and Drake. I think they're bringing Regis up to try to spark this running game a little bit, especially inside the tackles. So I really think that they want to run the ball hard, and that's what Regis is coming to do. They don't want to jeopardize hurting Drake. They want to keep him in the passing game. And they got Barber playing the Richard role. So it makes sense that they would bring Regis up and not put him in a position to fail. So it's audition weekend for all 3 of these guys to see if they can get our running game going, still give us some pass protection. As far as the trade, it is, man. Like, you think about who we have to pay. We got to pay Carr. We're going to end up eventually having to pay Abrams. We're going to have to pay some of these defensive linemen to bring them back, probably some of these linebackers. We got a lot of money that I'm already thinking about we're going to be spending next offseason. So why bring in more draft picks to spend more money there when we could use that capital to bring someone in like a guard right now to make a difference on this football team this year?
Definitely, my brother. I know we have to extend DC. I know he'll take a hometown discount just because he's that kind of guy. He wants to win. Look, the way Maxx is playing out of his mind, we have to extend him. Abrams going to get his bread at some point. I think maybe with Jacobs, y'all, and I know some people don't want to hear this, he's a running back. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we give him the 5th-year option and just play it out and not give him the extension ahead of time because he's been dealing with injuries. At the end of the day, it's a lot easier to find a running back in this league than to find a starting safety like Abram where we can extend him, or a starting defensive end like Maxx. I love Josh Jacobs. I want him to be a Raider for life, but we may have to give him that 5th-year extension and just keep our 5th-year option, keep him around and extend other guys before we pay him, because once Kenyon Drake's contract is up, that's when Jacobs is going to be owed that money. And I think they kind of worked it out perfectly to the point where you let Kenyon walk after 2 years and then you pay Jacobs if he can remain healthy.
And you got the emergence of Regas too, which could hopefully help out
Yes.
the situation. We haven't seen him against pro-style defense yet, so we got to see how Regas performs, but he looked really good in preseason.
Perfectly. And like you said, Donnie Gill, yes, Carr's going to take that discount because Devontae Adams will be a Raider next year. Mark my words. Shout to Gabriel. Raiders have 31 players that will become free agents after this season. Alec Ingold, which, I mean, look, he's not going to cost a lot of money. I mean, the fullback position is pretty much extinct in the NFL. We're pretty much the only team that keeps a fullback on a roster. Daniel Carlson, which he's going to get paid. That's our guy, one of our main dudes. AJ Cole needs to get paid. He's looked really good in the as a punter as well. You can say Quentin Jefferson, but every defensive tackle on this roster is on 1-year deals. Solomon Thomas, defensive and defensive tackle. You play both. Q, Falone. All these guys are 1-year guys. Hankins signed a 1-year deal, so we have to figure out. We have to prioritize where we're going to go with that. But Daniel Carlson for sure. AJ Cole, he's expendable because he's a punter, but I think we're going to bring back AJ Cole. It's not going to cost a lot of money.
Punter, no. You'll be good there.
Q is 29, I think 30, somewhere in that range. So we can give him a modest contract. I think Falone or whatever you want to call him, Darius is going to come back because he's a Gus Bradley guy. We believed in him. We brought him back. I think that, we can give him a 1-year or 2-year deal, team option in a second. Solomon Thomas as well. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to like, hey, the Raiders believed in me. They brought me in. I'll take a modest contract as well. So I think we're set up, and we have a lot of money. I think we have $50+ million right next year.
Yeah, it's going to jump up. Yeah,
it's going to jump up, and we can still free up some more money.
Yes.
So definitely, Gabe, I think we're going to be all right, my brother. Yes, we have a lot of free agents, but I think we have enough to bring most of them back, the ones that matter the most.
And next year's Carr's contract won't hurt us next year either because it's going to be something that's going to be paid out in bonuses. So it'll be low. It'll be a low cap hit. We'll have to spread it out over years, but we'll be okay.
I think the only contract that's going to hurt us next year is Littleton's contract because he restructured it so many times. I think he's getting paid $15 million next year, and we can't let him go because that's a huge hit on the cap. So Littleton's contract is insane next year, but he did help us this year a few times, and I think he did last year as well. I think he restructured his contract like 2 or 3 times. So shout out to Littleton, but he's getting paid next year.
I think that lets us know that there's something in the mix because there's really no reason to kind of make that move right now unless you got something on the table that you're working on. Yeah,
facts. And I think that Gus is a huge Littleton fan. I mean, look, Littleton's looked good. He has looked good. He's been good in coverage. That's what you want. That's what we brought him in for, to be that cover, linebacker that he was with the Rams when he was an all-pro, Pro Bowl guy. We need that return to form. And I think he's looked really good in coverage. He's pretty much the only guy outside of, KJ is pretty cool in coverage. Perriman, he's more of a thumper. Kwiatkowski, you don't want him too much in coverage. But you see what happened with Baltimore. He got cooked by Sammy Watkins. He's more of a thumper too, but he can still cover a little bit. And at some point, Divine Diablo is going to get that look, and he's going to be great in coverage as well. So, man, with that being said,
Javen White will be back. There's a lot of freaking playmakers. We got a lot of depth.
Yeah.
And just think, like 2 years ago, we had like 0 linebackers, right? Like we were like, dude, we have no linebackers, and now we're like, man, like how do we shuffle this around? So
we were depending on the Markel Lees of the world. And,
yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And now we don't have to do that, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys wipe them feet. Hit that thumbs up, you guys. Also, as I always do, man, make sure you guys go subscribe to my brother Oakland Knight, man. His channel is fire. This is a YouTube Raider legend right here, you guys. I promise you that. OG, I seen you called me earlier, brother. I will definitely call you back after the live. I was out with the family. We were eating and stuff, so I'll definitely get back to you, brother. Shout out to my brother Raider repping for life. What it do, Graphk? Long time, doggy. Fucked up my back at the damn Monday night game. You didn't hit me up, brother. We should have linked up, bro. You didn't hit me up, man. We definitely got to link up at one of these next home games, brother. Definitely. Shout out to AR, man. AR, I got to get you on the show here soon. Shout out to you. For those who don't know, AR is an Australian Raiders YouTuber.
Yes.
That's my guy right here. He always supports the channel, man. We have to support our own. So you guys make sure you go subscribe to him as well. I definitely got to get you on soon. What's up, Graphk? Good to see Oakland Knight on your show. Been following him even before the Will to Win days.
Yeah,
love that show. One of the OGs. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the donation and thank you for the kind words, King. We definitely got to get
Absolutely.
you on here soon. Let's see. DC4 is way younger than Rodgers. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No, the way DC is playing right now. And look, I know some people are going to kill me because, you know, in previous lives before the season started, I said, you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, Rodgers was the MVP of the league. Like, you have to take a look at that. I mean, I'm sorry, you just have to. But the way DC is playing right now, out of his mind, look, I got to eat crow. I will definitely take that back. DC looks like he's prime DC right now. So, yeah, there's no reason to even look at Aaron Rodgers next year. I honestly think he's going to be a Bronco. That's just what I think he's going to be. I hate to say it, but I truly think he's going to be that. And Devontae's going to come AFC West as well, and it's going to be crazy.
And as two married men, man, it's okay to look, dude. Just don't shop, don't buy nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? You could look. You got to help drive up the price. There's some competitive nature just by saying you're in on somebody, even though you're not, because you're driving the price up. Whoever picks them up, you're driving that price to the point it's going to hurt them down the road. So, I mean, our name's going to always be brought up, but I think DC's definitely proved himself.
Yeah.
I don't like him throwing the ball too much. I mean, not that he's not doing a good job. I just think we have to establish this running game. And I don't care what they say, it's an issue right now.
Yeah, and I've been saying that, brother. I've been saying, like, how long can he sustain this success without a run game? At some point, we're going to be so one-dimensional that it's like, okay, we get it now. We know what they're going to do. We have to establish this run game. It was absolutely, my brother, you are correct. Shout out to Sean. I know running backs are replaceable, but you can see the difference when Josh Jacobs ain't in the game. I hope he can find a way to stay healthy. The dude is an absolute dog. This is facts, brother. I won't fight that. Jacobs is one of my top 3 Raiders, period. It's him, Waller, and DC. Those are my guys. I would love to keep Josh around forever and have him retire a Raider. But, you know, injuries occur in this league, man, and it sucks. It does suck, but at some point you have to say, is it worth the investment? You know what I mean? As a team, you have to say, is it worth do we pay him $10 to $12 million and then we have him 8 games to 10 games a season? It's just like you can't justify that. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky for Jacobs, we're in Vegas because it's a gamble, man. When you do that with running backs, it's a gamble. Like, you don't know. Not too many Adrian Petersons or Walter Paytons or even Marcus Allen who extended his career in Kansas City. Like, usually you don't get that kind of longevity out of a running back. So when I look at Jacobs, I don't know if he's built for that long-term haul. I'm just being real, but I'm glad we have him. We have him now. We're getting the best out of him. So, but if we have to move on from him, we're not going to let Jacobs go at his prime. I'll tell you that. Facts.
Shout out to Young Ruck. Appreciate you, my brother, on the donation. We are eating fried dolphin at 105. 4 sacks. Edwards and Renfro, 1 TD apiece. 2 for Waller. Carr, 350 plus and 4 TDs minimum. Raider Nation, bring the motherfucking ruckus. Shout out to my boy Young Ruck. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Ruckus and Young Ruck, both my guys, my guys. Hey, I like this question real quick. Where did it go? Let me see. I like this. KO. Shout out to KO, man. Who are potential free agents on defense you would like to bring in next year? So I brought up a list. I'm going to go complete defense. All right, let's go defense. I'm going to name some names. Oakland, let me know what you think about these names, brother. All right, let's do it. Hold on. It's taking a little while. All right, here we go. All right, next year. I think we're pretty good at defensive end, so I'm not even going to mention the Von Millers of the world. He's up there in age. Chandler Jones, I think we're good. He'll be, 34, I believe.
He's also up there in age.
Yeah, he's going to want a huge contract. Dante Fowler Jr., defensive end. I think we're good at defensive end. Tyrann Mathieu. I think there's no way that Kansas City lets him walk. And I think we're set right now with Merrick and Abram at safety. Anyway, with Gillespie back there still waiting for some burn too. I think we're pretty much good. And Roderick Teamer, he'll return at some point from the ankle injury. I like him. He's feisty. Whitney Merciless, outside linebacker. I think we're good at linebacker. I mean, there's a lot of one-year guys. Denzel Perriman and these guys are one-year guys. KJ Wright, we have to figure out. Perriman has to come back, bro. I'm sorry. The way
I think they do, though. I think that they found themselves a home, and as long as they continue to play well and not get any type of major injuries, I think we bring them back. Yeah, no, this is facts. I like Akeem Hicks out of Chicago. That's a defensive end you probably have to look at because he's very, very dominant. Devin McCourty, free safety. I mean, most of these, I think the only thing that would make sense, okay, you see Joe Hayden, he's a corner, we know, out of Pittsburgh.
at some point, if Casey Hayward slows down, which right now he's doing his thing at 31, 32 years old, I think we can bring him back on a modest contract if he continues to play too, because he's a Gus Bradley guy. He knows the system. If this defensive line continues to put the pressure up, Casey Hayward's going to continue to win. But you can look at Joe Hayden at corner. Marcus May, that's a free safety I would like to look at, but I mean, Merrick is our guy for years to come. Brandon Williams, defensive tackle out of Baltimore. I would like to take a look at him because all of our guys, once again, are on one-year deals. But I think we look at our guys, right? We just look at our guys.
You're reading my mind, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of guys on this list, but it's like, why? Like, we're already winning right now.
We got to pay our own. I would say cornerbacks, like you said, Hayden would be one guy and that's only if we don't get what we were looking for out of a Meek, and because these young guys, our young corners, step up and really show something this year, then our problems are solved. And it's not even a weakness, but if there was a light spot, it would be corner for me right now. Everything else, we have our starters across the board. We bring this team back. We're solid, bro. Like I think we're gonna be revamping our offensive line, if anything, right? But everything else is in place. We just got to build that continuity, that consistency, and I think we're on the right track.
So let's do that. I want to go to the offense real quick because there are a few offensive linemen that we can look at. I know Brandon. Let me see. I think Sheriff is one of them. Brandon Sheriff, guard. Washington. He'll be unrestricted. We can look at him. That'd be definitely a huge pickup for us. Terran Armstead, left tackle, but we already got our left tackle of the future. Ryan Jensen out of Tampa Bay, but I know we have Andre James. He's still young. We just extended him, so I don't see him going anywhere. No. We have Jimmy Morrissey on the practice squad as well, so he's there to back up just in case Andre James just doesn't get it. We have to be patient with Andre James. This is his first 2 games pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's had his ups and he's had a lot of downs thus far, but it's going to take some time for this O-line to gel. I'm just looking at guard. I'm looking at guard. Like, that's pretty much what you look at. Ben Jones, Tennessee, Alex Lewis from the Jets. I mean, there's some guys, but I think we need to draft well, period. And we need to keep our guys around. I don't really look at there's not one free agent to me that stands out where I'm like, we have to bring him in.
I think for the first time in a very long time, I'm not going to be that excited for free agency, to be honest with you, with the exception of our own players. Like, for me, when it comes to James, we talked about it, or messaged you on your live, bro. Like, we played one of the two top defensive fronts in football.
Back to back.
So, I mean, both him and Leatherwood got tested, and they showed that they need work. But if it wasn't for having Rodney Hudson, like, do we really even talk about centers that often? I mean, they're a dime a dozen. You could bring someone in, plug them in, and most quarterbacks in the National Football League do just fine. But when you let go of a guy like Rodney Hudson, James is going to stick out like a sore thumb. But I mean, Carr still throwing for 400+ yards. A couple TDs here and there. Like, we're not hurting to the point where we're like, get rid of this cat, right? Like, he's only going to get better. And you guys remember Colton Miller? Colton Miller was getting lit up at the first part of the season too, in his rookie season, right? Yeah. But by week 16, we were like, oh, we might have something here.
Yeah. And now he's our future at the left tackle spot. So we just gotta be patient. And when you have a guy like Tom Cable, give him time. He's gonna figure it out.
Yep.
Shout out to Raider Ruckus, man, my brother, man. Appreciate you on the donation, King. Young Ruck, you can't top me. Graphk, what if they threw Clinton Dix at corner? Love you, brother. Love you too, my brother. Real quick, man, I'm going to be honest. I'm not a huge advocate for Clinton Dix. I'm going to be totally real. But if we do use him, I would rather use him as a depth piece at safety. He can definitely back up Merrick at the free safety spot. We got Roderick Teamer that once healthy can back up Abram. I don't want to throw Clinton Dix out there at corner. If anything, we got a Meek Robertson. We got a former first rounder in Damon Arnett. There's just no reason to give up on these guys that fast. I don't think that Clinton Dix will see any time at corner. If he wants to see the field, it's going to be at safety just to give Merrick at least a little bit of rest. But I'm keeping him at safety. What do you think about that?
He's Levitt. I mean, the best way to say it, he's Levitt. Like, he's not coming here. He's not taking anybody's position. He's not going to come in here. I mean, they're hoping that he comes in, and when we put him in, he makes a difference. Yeah, he's got the skill. He's a veteran. I think I feel safer having a guy like Haha in there instead of putting some rookie in there again and just taking that chance the way this defense is playing. But I mean, we're not going to be asking a lot from him, and he's a body in the depth piece. That's it.
And there's a reason why this past year he's been bouncing around from team to team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not the Clinton Dix that was a Pro Bowler in Green Bay or Chicago. I'm sorry. But you know what I'm saying? Like, was it Chicago? I think he made the Pro Bowl with them, or it was them or Green Bay.
It was one of those two. Yeah.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, he's not the same player he once was. There's a reason why he's on a practice squad, why he bounced to this team, to that team. You know, Dallas, he didn't make. It's just it is what it is. At the end of the day, just like you said, brother, he's a body. But do I think he's an upgrade over Levitt? Most definitely.
Carl Joseph 2.0.
Yeah, there you go. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm cool with
that's what we need. I mean, sometimes we just have to accept it for what it is and not try to read too much into it, man. I mean, you know, I'm getting up there in age, but like after a while, you kind of learn not to put all your cards. Like, I don't buy jerseys. I don't buy rookie jerseys, man. They got to come prove it to me. And then once they prove it, I don't mind. I'll rock it. But until they prove it, I've learned my lesson, man. You know, the Randy Mosses, although that's a jersey. I mean, it's Randy Moss, but you know, but I remember my son, and this is a good segue to put this in there. But my son, he was coming off the plane. He was in Oregon visiting his mom. This is years ago. We just got Russell, and he comes walking off the plane, and he's got a Russell jersey on. I just put my head down. I was like, oh no. And this is before he was bad. I was just like, dude, not the quarterback too, right? Like, he didn't understand, man. But shout out to my son, man, real quick. Just want to show him some love because 3 weeks ago, I've been in SAC, bro. I've been in SAC for 3 weeks. I've been at UC Davis. Big shout out to UC Davis Medical Center. My son had brain surgery, bro. My son had brain surgery 3 weeks ago. They removed the tumor. It's benign. It's not cancerous. I walked in there for the week one's Monday night game, and he just got out of surgery. He was probably out like 3 days, and he wasn't talking much. And I was just like, hey, you ready to watch the game with Pops? And he couldn't say much, dude. And the first thing he says is, Raiders. And I about lost it. As a father, you can't act like he's 25 now, bro.
Let's
right?
Go, bro.
And my brother wrote the Raiders, dude, and the Raiders sent him a letter thanking him, and it was cool, man. So shout out to the Raiders organization too, man. Much love.
God, man.
But
God is good, man.
Dude.
Shout out to you, brother, and prayers for you and your whole family, man.
He's doing good.
I love it, brother.
He's in rehab right now. He's in rehab.
That's good, man. That's good.
So,
so is there any update of him coming home, or is he gonna be there for a while?
Yeah, he'll be in rehab. He'll be in rehab for about another week. Yeah, he'll be in rehab for about another week.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
God is good, man. Shout out to him in the first.
Yeah, he just said he couldn't say much, but he Raiders, and I was like, hey, there's my boy. It was cool, man.
Everybody in the chat, man. Everybody in the chat is saying, man, prayers and sending you love, my brother. Everybody in there, man. Yes, hey, UC Davis from Sacramento, man. If you go down South Boulevard, UC Davis is a great place. They're gonna take care of him, most definitely.
They had a great neuro team, dude. They really took care of him, bro. And it's my firstborn, man. And I've never been through anything like that. Watching my kids suffer and thinking the worst, you know, hoping for the best. And he pulled through. He's got some stuff. He's got to go through some shit, but tough kid, man. And he's a father too, so he's fighting,
man.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. Shout out to you, brother, man. I don't even know how you can, you know, even fathom going through something like that. I look at both my sons every day, and it always plays in my head. What if I hate to feel like that? Because I'm like, I just been through so much in my life, but I'm like, I couldn't even imagine, brother. So, hey, prayers to you, King, for real, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Showing our brother love, man. Most definitely. Gabe says prayers. God is good. Definitely. On a positive note, let me ask you this, Knight. I know you got us winning tomorrow, brother. Let me get a prediction from you. I want a prediction score wise. What do you have prediction wise?
Yeah, this is a defensive battle. It's all about the defense to me. I know the Dolphins have a good defense, at least a good secondary anyway. Yeah. And they might slow us down at first. It might look a lot like the first 2 weeks, but I think our defense is what's going to put us in position to score because their offensive line is so bad. So, you know, I think the defensive line is going to be eating some Star-Kissed tuna all day, and they're going to be ripping it, dude. I think I want to call a blowout, but there's most NFL teams, I mean, they got talent, and these are athletes here. And it's very rare that back-to-back blowouts happen in the National Football League, although they do. But I would definitely say we put up 30 on them. So I would say 35-17.
I like that. Let me ask you this. I ask everybody this during the week, during game week. 3 bold predictions. It could be on either side of the ball. It doesn't matter. Just 3 of them. Give me 3 of them. It could be, DC throwing for 400 again. Whatever you choose, King. What do you have? Give me 3 of them things.
I think Regis comes into the game and sparks this up. I think he runs for over 100 yards this weekend.
Whoa!
I think he gets an opportunity. Let's throw that out there. Let's get Trey. I mean, he's powerful. He showed he has good vision. I think that can translate. I don't think he'll be pass blocking, but I think he runs for 100 yards.
Trey Vegas with 100. I like that, brother. Talk that shit.
I think we get like 6 sacks this weekend. I think we get 6 sacks, and I believe that I'm going to give it up to Solomon Thomas. I think he's fired up. I think he gets a couple more. I think he goes back to back 2-sack game, and then I think Trayvon Merrick gets his first pick. I think Trayvon Merrick's finally going to get his first pick. I think Brissett's going to try to be desperate. He's going to throw it up, and Merrick's going to be there to take it.
There you go. And Tua just went on the IR today.
Yeah.
So I know Miami is looking at the future now. At some point, they're like, you know what? Sets our quarterback the next 3 weeks, and they have some tough games. They have some tough games on the way. So I don't know, man. That Miami team might be reeling for a minute. I think it's time to go out there and make a statement tomorrow.
For sure.
We need to make a statement, brother. After beating Baltimore and Pittsburgh, you got to go out there and make a statement, man. This team is hurting bad. It's time to go out there and punish these dudes. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Let me see. I hope we get this dub on my B-Day tomorrow. Can I get a Raiders? Shout out Jamal.
Hell yeah.
My brother, man. Happy early birthday, my brother. Everybody in the comment section, let our brother know.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Shout out to my brother Jamal, man. Next Raider says Regis is strong and has vision. This is facts.
Yep, he does.
This is facts. There was a reason
that's the biggest thing that stuck out to me, yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why they were calling him little baby beast mode coming out of Louisiana Tech, or Raging Cajun. You know what I'm saying? So, I like that. I like that. Gabe says, I'll call this one. Daniel Carlson kicks a 55+ and over field goal and sets the longest range field goal. Oh, shit.
Wow.
Okay, so we want that's 65 yards, right? Isn't it 65 yarder?
Didn't someone? I thought I heard someone say someone kicked a 66 yarder last week, and I guess that's not true. I was out, man. I couldn't watch all the games last weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's true.
It has to be either a 65, 66. I think that's a Bass and is it Jason Elam? They're both tied it. I don't know.
Yeah, Seabass, and Elam both were tied for it. Both kicked in Denver.
There you go. Okay, there we go. Let me get this super in real quick. Shout out to Ruck one more time, man. Added ha is key. If he can mesh well with our defense, I feel he can catch a second win with our team, 35-14. Even though I think it'll be under 14. I like that, Ruck.
That's a safe pick.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, that offensive line is really, really bad. This quarterback is playing in a system that was literally created for Tua. It's just I think it's gonna be a tough time for Jacoby with the way this defensive line is just thriving right now. I think Brissett's gonna be running for his life.
And let's face it, man, he's talented, but it's Brissett, bro. It's gonna be the same as it been in New England and Indy. Yeah. It's not gonna be pretty.
It's a reason he's a career backup.
That's right.
Period. Shout out to you, Ruck. Appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to Raider Queen. Raiders, talk that talk, sweetheart. Let's get it. Gary faced it. He kicked a 75-yarder in college one time. God,
what the hell?
Oh shit. Greg said, I thought there was a 66 out there though. I thought that Bass
too, man, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Jason says, I say 2 picks, 4 sacks. Okay. I think we get more sacks than that.
I do too. I think it's going to be a sack feast right now, man. I think it's going to be pretty big.
It's going to be the Willie Snead show tomorrow. Shout out to Burt. I like that. I like that prediction because he's the only receiver that hasn't 8 yet. I think Brian Edwards and Ruggs both have. Well, I think Edwards has somewhere around 120, 130 yards receiving, somewhere around there. I know Ruggs has about 170. I think him and Hunter Renfrow pretty much have both like 170 apiece, I think. Zay got a winning touchdown. It may be time to see what Willie Snead can do. I like that.
Maybe Snead or Zay comes out because they're the ones that are not going to get as much attention as Ruggs, Edwards, and Waller at this point, and Renfrow, right? So you already know one of those guys every play is going to get shut down. So as long as Carr doesn't try to prove himself against Howard and just slings it everywhere else, he's got the weapons. He doesn't. It's not like before where it was just Crabtree. That's all he had. Like he can throw it anywhere across the field. The trust is there with these guys now, man. It should be okay.
The cool thing is you don't even have to go outside against Xavier Howard or Byron. You can Byron Jones. You can literally just beat up the middle like you do with Waller and Renfrow all day.
Right up the seams.
Just hit them seams up because Waller, you got Eric Rowe, a safety that is okay. Like Waller killed him. Waller killed him last year.
Oh yeah, there ain't too many of them that can handle Waller anyway. So they're gonna put Howard on him. Go ahead.
What happens. We got a father and son battling right now in the comment section, man. They are now playing, man. Lil Ruckus and Big Ruckus, man, still can't beat Pops. I taught you football, son. 38-10. Facts. Shout out to my dog, man. Shout out to my dog, man. Y'all crazy as shit. Shout out to my guys. Matt Prater, 64 in 2013. But I thought that Seabass beat that in Denver.
Yeah. I thought so too.
When do our IR guys come back? So Incognito is now gone for 3 more games at least. At the minimum, he's gone. Morrow to me is gone for the season. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. What I'm hearing behind the scenes is that injury was pretty bad.
I think we're okay there, though. I mean, it's depressing. I'm not degrading him whatsoever. I'm just saying.
But we're good. We're good at linebacker right now. Mariota, there's no reason to rush him back right now. DC is playing out of his membrane. Let him get that quad right, and he'll be back later on, and then we can implement him. That's only gonna make the offense even more explosive down there in that playoff push, bro. When you bring Mariota back in, oh my God, bro.
I mean, you just think about Mariota, you think about Incognito, and we still haven't seen Josh Jacobs full yet.
Exactly.
Like we're going into week 3. Like, don't play Jacobs. You know what? If you Jacob needs another week and we're winning, because that's just going to push us over the hump right there. Jacobs, fresh Jacobs, mid season.
Facts, my brother. Hey, real quick. Yes, Javen White can come back next week. He technically can come off the IR. I know he was on the practice field, the third practice field the other day, working out with some trainers. So it looks like he's getting closer and closer to coming back. So I think we maybe do bring him off the IR next week. And that would be a big addition because he's a sideline linebacker. He can also play some safety. He plays safety in UNLV. This guy's a beast.
Shout out to Javen White, dude. Last year, I had a chance to interview him right after he signed with the Raiders. I was I got some people that work for Franchise Sports Media out of UNLV. They cover UNLV a lot. It's Joe Arrigo, TQ. They're really cool. We did like a whole draft special. And so Joe Arrigo, he's really close with Javen. So he got him on like the day after the Raiders actually gave him a contract. You got to remember, we gave that dude a contract. We just didn't put him on and get him off the undrafted list. We actually signed him.
Yeah.
And we had him on and we were talking and we were like, so what do you expect for yourself? And he flat out said he was going to take Tanner Muse's spot. That's not his spot. I know he was drafted. I wasn't, but that's my spot. And look at today. Where's Tanner at? Like, I'm not putting Tanner down. I'm just saying that's the confidence of Javen White, bro. Javen White, like, from day one, he was like, I'm going to be a starting linebacker for the Raiders.
And where's he from? He's from the town.
He's from Oak. He's from the Oak.
You see behind me? You see that Oakland Coliseum?
Yes, sir.
He's from the town, man.
Yep.
Shout out to Javen White. Like I said, bro, linebacker, can play safety, can play special teams. Bring him back, man. That's the reason why Tanner Muse was expendable. Let's just be honest. It is what it is. Yes, Max is going to eat, Benjamin. This is facts. Okay, he says Seabass made a 63-yarder, actually. I thought it was longer than that.
Yeah, you know what? I think it was 60 back then. I think someone has kicked the 65 cents.
Okay.
Or 64.
Okay. Shout out to you who shot me, man. Appreciate you on that, brother. Let me see. It's crazy that most of us believe Kwiatkowski was our best linebacker last year when he hardly plays right now. But he was on a bad defense. You know what I mean? It's easy to shine. And don't get me wrong, I like Kwiatkowski. But let's be honest. He was a backup in Chicago. He was forced into the starting lineup because his starting linebacker went down.
I remember having this argument a few years back. You ever remember C.O. Moore?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Right. Like when Jack Del Rio got rid of him, I think it was Jack Del Rio because he spit on the shoe or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. And Jack cut in, everybody was freaking out. And I trust me, man, C.O. Moore, he played hard, dude. He made some good plays. I liked his attitude. I think he got cocky there after a while. Yeah. But he's going to stand out on a bad team, man. Like, I mean, sometimes, and I get it. We've sucked for 20 years. So every time someone comes up and shows something, they're like our favorite player. We have no choice. But sometimes these players disappear, and it's okay because they go somewhere else and they don't really do anything either.
He went to Indianapolis and disappeared.
Yeah, who? I don't think he even played, right? Like he went over there and he was gone.
Exactly, bro. Shout out to the chat, man. Everybody make sure you guys wipe them feet. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 10K, y'all. I need everybody's help. We need 200 subscribers, and we should be there ASAP, man. Shout out to everybody who makes this channel what it is. I owe it all to you guys. I owe it to Oakland Knight because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a channel. I owe it to Watts because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a channel. I thank everybody, man, for getting me closer and closer to my goals. We are almost at 10K, y'all. That's big for me. I appreciate you guys. And once again, make sure you go subscribe to Oakland Knight. His channel is all up and down the chat right now. Shout out to my brother Terrence for putting the link in there.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Terrence.
Yes, man. Terrence is the GOAT. Shout out to you, my brother. Yeah, with that being said, man, let's get the more questions in, man. Silver Raider says, I got Nate Hiles with a pick 6. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
When's the last time we had a rookie come in and be this savvy, bro? I mean, just
to be honest, and you mean just at the corner position or just period?
Period, let alone corner, but period, right? Like this, I mean, outside of maybe DC came in pretty composed, man. He came in after that preseason game and he kind of took the reins, but there ain't no position like cornerback. If you're going to be a football player, that's the hardest position on the field.
Yes.
There's no argument there, right?
No, not at all.
This guy looks like he's been doing it for 3-4 years.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, he's a dog, bro. Like whoever's decision that was, Mayock, if it was Mayock and Gus together, that was a genius pickup because I know everybody, not only me, was sitting back like, what the hell was that? Like, who is this dude? And I went to go look at his film, man. And I've been saying this, keep him on the inside because he thrives in the slot.
Yep.
On the outside, he either makes a big play or he gives up a big play. I think Hobbs is perfect in Gus Bradley's system in the slot. Look, man, just because of Hobbs, we never have to see Nevin Lawson again. Thank you, Hobbs.
That's a win right there. There's some savvy for you. And look, man, don't make him something he's not. Keep him where he needs to be. I mean, he's already proven it. It's funny because as fans, we sit back and we critique every draft pick we get, right? And we should, right? Because, I mean, we're the ones paying money to go watch this team and support it. But at the end of the day, you know, we give them too much shit for what they don't do in the first few rounds and forget how well they draft in the back end. I mean, it goes to show you Mike Mayock's true talent. Yeah. It's so easy to miss in those first 3 rounds because there is such a big pool of talent. You don't know what's real and what's not. But when you get into the back end, that's where you have to do your homework. You got to know specific skill sets, measurements, strength, all that. And he's been money. He's been money when it comes to that back end. So, I mean, Maxx Crosby's another guy, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, like, who would have thought that guy was going to be, you know, the guy that we're talking about, not Farrell, right? Like,
he is killing it right now. Look, he's making it easy for us to be like Khalil Mack, like, cool. Like, and don't get me wrong, Khalil Mack is Khalil Mack, but he's making it a little more easier for us to be able to digest that trade. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. We got Max. Yep. He's in the fold. We're good to go. I mean, right now, his stats are better than Max right now. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Everybody, I don't know if you're reading the comment section, my brother, but everybody is definitely giving you your flowers, my brother. I want you to know that.
I appreciate you guys, man. For those who don't know, I'm legally blind, so no, I'm not reading the chat, and I don't have my AirPods, so I don't got my voiceover on the other end. But when I start going live, I have a new setup where I can voice over and I can listen to all the messages and stuff. So we'll be good to go here soon.
Yeah. No, most definitely, brother. Let me see, man. Today I heard Sports Center use the term the Raiders' dominant defense. I haven't heard that shit in 20 years. It gave me chills.
Man, anybody who's been following me for a while knows I'm a defensive dude, man. Anybody who knows Raider John, he slammed that beer because he got an offensive player in the first round. If it was defense, it would have been me because that's our battle. Like, I want defense. I've wanted a top 5 defense for so long, and I think we're ahead. I'm not saying we're there yet, but something to be proud of, dude. I mean, at this point, I'll take whatever, man. We're getting sacks, we're getting pressures, we're getting picks and fumbles, and I
love it, man. Hey, shout out to Raider Ruckus. Hey, bro, call your son, man. Don't keep paying me. Don't keep paying me to talk to him. Call him, brother. Call him. Shout out to my brother Raider Ruckus, man. I appreciate you, King. Just want to make sure you do. I don't want you coming out here just balling out, man. You know, call him, man. Call him. Shit. The first round is where we be missing. Yeah, Omar, this is facts. We got to get better in the first round. We have to. But right now, Abram is kind of making it a little more easier for us. When Jacobs is healthy, makes it a little more easier for us. But we still have to look at the Arnett's and the Cleves of the world. Colton Miller is actually helping us out now. It's kind of taking that bad taste out of our mouth with the first rounders as well. But we're always going to remember the Arnett's, the Gary and Conleys. It just is what it is. I mean, shit, we know, we get it. We understand.
For years now, the Raiders try too hard. And, you know, they show that they got talent. They show that they can really assess players. But in the back end, right? Yeah. Sometimes they just need to trust everybody's board. Like there's a reason why they've been talked about in college and they rank so high in college. And sometimes you just take the safe pick and it's either going to work or not. And we have Solomon Thomas. So we're not, again, here's another guy. When he was the 3rd overall pick, played himself out of San Francisco. Now he came in and he got 2 sacks. So we're not the only team that does it. It's just we're the one that do it the most consistently, right? We always got to try to make some big splash in the first round. It takes, Leatherwood, Farrell, and there's other players on the board. And I think I think Leatherwood it's going to be okay, even if we got to push him to guard. But at the end of the day, we didn't have to do that.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to you, Eddie Ruckers. I'm just messing with you, my brother. I love it. I love that bond you and your son have, man. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yes, sir.
As a father, man, I love it. I love to see it,
sir.
man. Shout out to Auntie Six, man, my guy. A wise man once said, oh, shit. Spider, a 2Y banana. I'm going to put my banana in my wife. Good night, everyone. Raiders.
Nice.
Hey, Auntie Six always comes on and he hits me with my own words. One day I was on the live, bro. I was drunk and I was on my way out and I was like, yeah, I said that.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Shout out to my dog, Auntie Six, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Silver Raider says Yannick's gonna destroy Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson has been terrible on the offensive line this year for Miami. I still don't understand why they drafted Liam Hickenberg out of Notre Dame in the 2nd round and they didn't play him last week. I know he started in week 1. I'm gonna be honest, man. This O-line has I can't wait to watch our defensive line tomorrow. That's what I'm excited about. I want to see what this defensive line, because they're going to free up some turnovers, like you said, Merrick or Nate Hobbs. Somebody's going to get some INTs on the defensive side of the ball because this defensive line is going to feast.
And there's a reason why. There's a reason why I gave it to Solomon Thomas, right? Because, again, like last week, there's so much pressure coming from Yannick and Maxx that they have to pay so much attention. Like, you're going to put an extra tight end, it's going to be for our ends, not for our tackles. So, our tackles are going to eat, bro. And if they say, well, we got to just, put more pressure in the middle, that's going to free up Yannick and Maxx. It's a perfect storm. So it's either going to be, someone in the middle or someone on the end. So we'll see what happens, but they're going to eat.
I got Phylon and Q getting one tomorrow. I got Quentin Jefferson getting one. I got Phylon grabbing one.
Yep.
I think that Hankins is going to stay dominant in the run game as he always is.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Shout out to Omar. Preach, brother. We tried to outsmart the league. Just go with the best available. Yes. I got so tired of drafting running backs and quarterbacks and trying to convert them into running backs and this and that. It's like, I think Gus went out and got exactly what we needed outside of Devon Diablo, moving him to linebacker. I mean, sometimes these guys are built differently in college compared to the NFL. If you're gonna get a safety and convert him to linebacker, that kind of makes sense. I get it. But grabbing like a Lynn Bowden Jr. and trying to convert him into a running back, to me, this just doesn't make any damn sense. I mean, that was a Mayock blunder for sure. But I love Mayock because he owned up to that shit and he kept it moving, man.
Yep.
It's Farrell back this week. This is what I wanted to talk about with you, my brother, because I always do with everybody else. What do you feel about this whole Clee situation? It was reported that week 1 he was a healthy scratch. Then come to find out he wasn't. He tweaked his back right before the game happened, week 1 Monday night against the Baltimore Ravens. Then last week he had 12 snaps. Didn't really do too much. Maybe we're slowly but surely kind of moving him back in the fold, just getting him comfortable in the fold. But where does he fit on this defense and future-wise? I mean, look, we can offer him the 5th-year option after this season. If we don't, I think he's pretty much gone. I mean, and you can't pay him the 5th-year option because he hasn't done enough to get that. So what do you feel with Clee? Like, what is your honest assessment on him?
He's a wild card piece. Like, we already know he's good against the run. I think he's done everything he could to become a pass rusher, and it's not that he's a horrible pass rusher. I just don't think he's of the caliber of Yannick and Maxx. That's why you're going to put those guys out there, even a guy like Carl Nassib, right? But he did tweak his back. He's the wild card piece, man. I mean, we have a lot of these guys are 1-year deals. He's a guy that we keep around. We can give a 5th-year option to. We can't get one of these guys to sign. He could play the inside. He could play the outside. So he's definitely a part of this football team, and I'm glad to hear that he had a back injury because I'm not ready to give up on him yet. This guy was a captain a year ago, right? Like, this guy, he's a winner. He's a hard worker. And, as a first-round pick, is he playing at the level we want him to be? Absolutely not. For that, does he deserve to be cut? No, because I think he's a humble cat, and I think he's fine with it. I think he would be that type of guy that says, you know what, I'm not going to be a starter. I'm not going to be a captain, but I'll do whatever you need me to do. And
yeah, I agree.
You know, I mean, I'm not high on him. Obviously, I'm trying to find nice things to say about him, but at the end of the day, he's a wild card piece. He'd be a solid piece to bring back if we can't get one of these defensive tackles to come back anyway.
Facts. Shout out to my brother Danny Garcia, man. I appreciate you on the super sticker, my brother. As always, thank you for all the support you give the channel, King. Appreciate you, man. Damn, bro, this is how I know Anthony Carrillo knows me. He said Ill Squad. For those who don't know, that was my first rap group in my freshman year. So shout out to Ant, brother. I appreciate you, man, for that. That brought me back. Shout out to OG as well. Desert Storm defense. I know you're big on that name, OG. He said Desert Storm. I like it. I like it a lot. Shout out to you, OG. Let me see, man. Fire Jacket Docs. I appreciate you, my brother. Clee is a good man, but he's no Allen. I get that. But I think right now, man, at this point, with all the guys, we still have Malcolm Kuntz that hasn't played it down yet. And he's gonna be a defensive end. So I think we do move him to the inside. I think take him and have him and Quentin Jefferson, you know what I'm saying, interchange, and then have Falone and Hankins interchange, and you know what I mean? Then you got, Nassib has been playing well. And then Solomon Thomas with the 2 sacks last week at defensive end. It's just like Clee doesn't match up on the outside anymore.
Nope. He's not going to be an end. And he has a great skill set to create pass rush in the middle. That might be more of his strength, is to create some pass rush in the middle. And maybe we put too much on his plate because we asked him to do both for his first few years, right? So now if we just say, you know what, forget about being a defensive end, master the defensive tackle position and learn how to generate pass rush. And maybe he can. They got a year to do it. If not, then, we got pieces and let's move on.
Yeah. Facts, brother. Shout out to Sean, man. Shout out to the scout that pointed out Hobbs the Mayock. He's the real GOAT. You know what's crazy? I think it may have been Lovie Smith, the head coach of Illinois. He may have hit up Mayock like, you got to check this guy out because he could be special in the league, because Lovie Smith was a successful head coach in this league in Chicago, successful defensive coordinator. He may have hit up Mayock like, look, man, come check this guy out because he's the real deal. He's going to be great at the next level. We're only 2 weeks in, so I don't want to jump the gun with Hobbs.
Right. But he's balling though.
Yeah, and he looks like the real deal. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely, Sean. Shout out to my brother, Dirty Raider, man, my brother. Stats for tomorrow. 6 sacks, 3 INTs, 25 pressures. Holy shit. Talk that pressure shit. 467 yards passing. Okay, damn, bro. Dirty ain't playing, bro. And mind you, Dirty got DC throwing for 6,000 yards this year.
Oh, snap, hey. And this is where Ruggers is going to get his 100, man, because we're going to dominate so much on defense. We're just going to be running the ball.
There we go. 145 yards rushing, 4 passing TDs, 3 rushing TDs. We win 49-10. Talk that blowout shit. Definitely. Shout out to my brother, Dirty Raider, man. Gary Fake says Clee will replace Gerald McCoy. There you go.
Well, I mean, at this point, absolutely in the rotation. But I think, you got some guys that moved up, right? Solomon's going to get more playing time. Philon's going to get more playing time. They proved it already. You already got Big Q in there. You got Hankins. So he's still that odd man guy out, but he could be the Gerald McCoy that slides in on that for sure.
Yeah, thanks. Shout out to Income Stock Investing. My peoples, man. Starters drafted on offense the last 3 or 4 years. Miller, left tackle. Jacobs, running back. Ingo, fullback. Edwards, hold on. Oh, starters drafted on offense. Okay, I thought you said first round. I'm like, hold on. Edwards went the third. Edwards, Ruggs, Renfro, Simpson, Leatherwood, 8 out of 11 on O. That's facts.
Yep.
That's facts. And to be honest, man, name one person right there that ain't looking too good. I know John Simpson is young. I know Leatherwood is still young. They're going to figure it out. Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, all them other guys you named are looking pretty well this year. I'm excited about Brian Edwards, man. The only knock on Brian Edwards has ever been was he couldn't stay healthy. That's it. And now that Brian Edwards is healthy, he's showing out, and I think he's going to be great moving forward, man. I think he's going to get a TD this week as well because the NFL has took 2 away from him already.
Yeah, dude, he's due. He is due, and I think he's going to be the wild card receiver this week too.
There we go. I like that. Shout out to Danny Garcia. Love you all. Great community, man. Love you too, my brother. Appreciate you, King.
You too, bro.
Let me see, man. Let's get some more questions in real quick. If Derek Carr throws for more than 5,500 yards, that would be an NFL record. Gustavo, that'd be crazy. But I don't know how that works with 17 games now. Like, does that still count?
You're gonna have to add some to that. You're gonna have to put an asterisk on that. But eventually, I mean, back in the day, they never played 16 games too, right? I think they used to be 13 games.
Facts.
So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the stats are going to be what they are. But I don't know. I think it's going to slow down. You're going to see the passing slow down once the running game gets going. Because Gruden's not changing. I think I saw it was Wi-Fi Willie. Was it Wi-Fi Willie that was talking about stealing Andy Reid's playbook and kind of playing like that? I mean, it's a copycat league, man. It's a copycat league, right? They're gonna do it, and it makes sense. Like, we got the weapons, do it. But I think with Gruden, he's always been a clock management guy. Yeah. So I mean, we're not throwing it deep every single play, and we're just not running the ball well. And once we do, I think the whole thing will slow down.
But the cool thing about Gruden right now is he's showing that he trusts DC.
Oh yeah, like never before.
Yeah, it's just not this dink and dunk shit that has been the past 3 seasons. He's saying, go out there and play your game, and he just you can see the trust, man. You can see the rapport that those two guys have, and I love it, man. I'm really excited about DC. He's still young, y'all. To really think about it, he's only 30 years old. Like, DC has way more football ahead of him. Way more. So it's crazy. He's only getting better, and he's pretty much just hit his stride, hit his prime, man. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to DC, man. The Raider Critique says, good show. We should talk sometime. Anytime, my brother.
Critique. Yeah, he's been around for a while. Raider Critique's another one of those guys been around for a long time.
Hey, Critique, anytime you want to come on, brother. You already know how I do. I just reached out to a few other guys as well. The Nation has been telling me to have Matthew Shack on the show. I just reached out to him. I'm going to get him on soon. So you guys know I listen, man. Whatever you guys want, we're going to make it happen. Definitely, man. Shout out to you, my brother. Also, let me see. Shout out to Mike Downs. Doc's about to burn the midnight. Final score 34-17. 2 scores from our super kicker. Laugh out loud. Raider Nation for life.
Super kicker. Nice.
Shout out to my brother Mike Downs, man. I appreciate you, King. Thank you for the donation. We are going to definitely be live tomorrow too, y'all. We have a coffee and convo pregame. Me and Andy are going to be on here live tomorrow, definitely shooting the shit. We're not done yet. You still got a few more minutes on you, brother?
Yeah, just whatever you got, brother. I'm here.
Let's get it. Gabe says, Graphk and Oakland night. What are big keys in tomorrow's game against the Dolphins? What are some keys for you, my brother?
It really comes down to that defense. They have to live up to the hype at this point. Like you said, we've been talking about it all night. They have to go get the quarterback. Brissett's got to get blown up, period. That's step number one. And then our secondary has to continue to do what it's thing. So the defense, I mean, it all flows together, but I really think it's as a defensive matchup because I think, they have a good secondary. They could slow us down at the beginning, so we got to match their energy defensively. And as long as we do that, our offense obviously is going to hold up longer than theirs. And if it comes down to like this close, we all know it's not, but close game situation, our offense is better. We have more weapons. We have more continuity, better quarterback. It's really defense. And I love saying it.
Say it's funny because say it does come down to a last possession and DC has the ball. I feel like I can walk away from the TV knowing that we're going to win the game. You know what I mean? It's like, DC got the ball. Okay, cool. We're good to go. It just feels good to know that he's such in command of this offense right now. Just to feel like cool, like DC got this. But I don't think it's going to come down to that tomorrow. And if it does,
no, I don't think so either.
But it
is a defensive matchup.
Yeah, exactly. I would be happy to get the win anyway. But if it came down to that last possession, I'm gonna be honest. I would be a little discouraged. I'd be like, damn, man, like, why did it come down to this against this this team? Because I feel like we should blow the doors off these dudes. You know what I'm saying? But I'll take the win however I can. You feel me? Sure. Shout out to my brother Ant-Man, became a member of the channel. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to my dog, man, Sacramento, man, 916 in the building, definitely. If you guys want to become a member of the channel, the link is all up and down the chat. You already know. Shout out to Terrence, man. That's one of the best ways, man, to support the channel. So I appreciate you, Ant. Appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to James Knight. Do you think Carr gets an extension this offseason?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's already been in the works. I think with Carr, it's really been just kind of letting everything play out. I think he would have got it already if it wasn't for the salary cap being so tight this year. I think they would have went ahead and did it. And I know that they could have saved money. But, hey, this is a business too, and Carr and his people are probably like, hey, he'll give us the hometown deal, but he can't, there's a certain code in the NFL. He can't take too much of a pay cut. He's going to have to get up there in numbers and make it fair. So I think they just say, hey, let's play it out. We'll do it next year. We'll be good.
And one thing about DC is he's not in no rush. He knows what's going on. He
He's got money.
knows the conversations have been had behind closed doors. He knows he's going to be a Raider, and he's not worried about shit. And it's showing in his play. There's nothing to worry about. He's like, look, I know I'm going to be a Raider. It is what it is.
And the number's probably already on the table. They probably already got a price set, right? Because, I mean, he's balling out. I mean, the Raiders would have done it because he's already in the first 2 games, he's already earned a new contract, right? And every time if he continues to do this, that price is just going to go up and up and up.
Yep.
So we're lucky we got Carr and it's not somebody else because they would break the bank on this.
Facts. Shout out to Greg, man. Doc's noticed that no Miami fans have showed up in the chat this week. They know what's up. Facts, brother. Hey, because real talk, man, every week we have some weird guys pop in with their teams. Shout out to my brother Raven Riley, man. He's a good dude, Raven fan. He always still comes through and supports regardless. But Pittsburgh's fans were popping in, and it's funny. People are quiet as shit right now, man.
Right before we jumped on, those Spotlight was on some Dolphins show where they were trying to make the argument that they're going to blow us out. it was hilarious.
Hold on, the Dolphins were trying to make an argument that they were going to blow us out.
Spotlight posted something on right before we came on. He was on another channel. Yeah, where they were talking up the Dolphins, and I didn't get to listen to it long enough to see what Spotlight was going to say about it, or I just heard them talking about Tua being out and what Brissett's going to bring to the table, and they were, it was the funny thing is they sounded like old school Raider fans where we're always like, next week, this is our week, we're going to win this week, until next year, So it's funny to listen to other fans of other teams kind of think the same way, like there's never, it's only week 3, we got this, we could beat the Raiders, and it's kind of like what, dude, like.
It's funny to think because, let's be honest, y'all.
Yeah.
When we lose, there's still 30 plus other teams that's in misery. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just us. Like y'all say, there's 30 other teams that's like, oh my God, I can't stand this shit. There's only one team every year that can take this shit. So it's already very difficult. So yes, there is other fan bases that are out there like, oh, this is our year, and then they're just like, you got to be fucking kidding me. But there's no fan base like this fan base. Period.
Global.
Period, point blank. Shout out to Ant, man. Tell me why Maxx Crosby is not getting the attention he should get. First of all, I'm starting to see that he finally is a little bit. He is. But that's cool with me. That's cool. Look, we're Raiders. That's cool with me. Keep these guys humble. Max is already a humble guy anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But just keep it as is. Let's keep slow. Like, look, we creeping through the back window, y'all. I'm not worried about it. Let's keep it quiet. And let's just keep digging away. You know what I'm saying? Docs, do it the right way. You got to love it. Facts. Shout out to Michelle. She says, us Raider fans always peep the hope no matter what. This is fact.
Absolutely.
Carr is a real Raider. He's not worried about the money his wife and kids are taken care of. And he said that in his own words, Gary.
Yep.
He said, look, I'm not worried about the money no more. I'm good to go.
Yep.
You know what I mean, I want to win football games. And that's the kind of guy you want leading your team, man. Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. Hangry, we're not going to talk about that, man. What if we have another mid-season class? We're not going to do that because we got a defense. We got a defense.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what you saw last year. That was a complete, Gunther lost the morale of that defense, and it just bleeds throughout the whole team. It bled into the offense. It's a long season. These people play hurt constantly. We talk about, oh, does this person have an injury? Does that person? They all beat up. They all hurt. After week 1, every single one of them's got some bruise, some tweak.
Yep.
And when you're going out there putting everything on the line and you know that it's not going to be taken care of on the other side, that's what happens. I don't see that this year.
Yeah. And I always say, man, if you're not beat up by now, you're not playing the game right.
Nope, you ain't playing right at all.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So shout out to Wild Turkey Docs. Love this show. I love the Raiders and any team that beats the Chiefs. This is facts. Facts. Shout out to Gabriel, man. We need to win tomorrow and finish strong before heading to the bye week. Also, we need to continue the momentum second half of the season. So we got 3 more weeks, right? We got the bye week is after Chicago, right?
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So we got a Monday night game. So we have an extra day to prepare and get right next week against the Chargers. And then we're back home. Basically, you guys, we're home for these next 3 weeks. We're at home right now, tomorrow with Miami, go to LA for another home game. And then we're right back in Vegas against Chicago. So everything is very favorable right now for us right now. You know what I mean? There's no traveling back east. Everything is working itself out. And then after that Chicago game, I believe we get back on the road. But look, a bye week. We got a bye week. You know what I mean? So we got time to heal, prepare, and get right. I want to see some real quick. Who do you know offhand who we have after Chicago night?
No, not offhand.
Okay, let me see. I think we have. Okay, after Chicago, we're at the Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah.
Oh,
So
so we don't have a bye week. The bye week is week 8. I'm sorry, week 8. There we go.
the thing is the our way of thinking as Raider fans has to start changing at some point.
Yeah.
I know we struggled for years, and so we look at the schedule and we say it's tough, and we say, oh, trap games and things like that. But at some point, we had, you see this team coming together. They believe in each other, and we got to start believing in them too, because at some point, it's not about, oh man, well they were really good last year. Well, we weren't that bad either.
Yeah.
And it's not about can we beat them? It's should we beat them? Or this team is playing on all cylinders right now, and as long as we execute, we're playing with anybody. So it's not about, oh damn, we got to play the Chargers, and they've been playing good. No, we're better than the Chargers.
Yep.
We've proven that we were better than the Ravens. We were better, in week 1. Granted, we got to let this stuff play out, but I don't think there's anybody on our schedule that I totally fear. We already proven we could run with Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Broncos are living some fantasy right now. I think they're still the weakest link in this division. I'm giving Chargers their respect. I think that the Herbert's the real deal, and we got to be ready to go against the Chargers, and we definitely always got to be ready to play Kansas City. We handle that, dude. We're a playoff team.
It's cool because now that I'm looking at the bye week is week 8, so we have the Chargers coming up in LA, which is home, Chicago. Then we go to Denver. Then we come back home against the Eagles. Then we have a bye week. But we don't go back east until week 9, and that's when we have the Giants. And then I'm gonna be honest, the Browns and Colts games were the games that I was more worried about. They're later on, and we're gonna have our run game prepared because those are gonna be, the Browns are gonna be a cold environment.
Yep.
You got to be able to run the ball in the Midwest in that cold shit, man. But I think by week 15, and I know we're going way ahead.
Oh yeah.
We should already know who we are at that point. I think by week 15, when we play the Browns, then we go to the Colts January. I think we already know where we are and if we're going to be a playoff team or if we're not at that point.
By our bye week, we should really start seeing where we're really at. Like I always break it down into quarters, right? There's 4 quarters. These first 4 games, they're very, very important, especially if you can get victories. But right now, you see us doing it already. We're shuffling. People are hurt. We got to try to figure this out, fill this gap, re-sign this guy, put this guy on practice squad. Yeah. The next 4 games, now you're really trying to put our team to the test. You want to see them really kind of come in their own and be really consistent. Sometimes it's not even about the win and loss because you're going to lose one eventually. But are we playing consistently? Are we still showing them what we are defensively and offensively? And then once you start to get into that back half of the season, you got to find another gear. You got to be able to fight through the tough losses that you had, the injuries, and I think everything is playing really, really nice for us right now.
This is facts, brother. Shout out to Ant, man. I feel you on that, bro. We should at least be playing in January. That's facts. Sean says the culture change is taking place right now, y'all. Say what you want about Gruden, but the man knows how to build a team culture. Super underrated trait, in my opinion. And let's be honest, man. I think, these past few years, it's easy to say, why did Gruden keep Paul Guenther around so long? Because, we all struggle with that. Like, how the hell did you keep Guenther around? But I'm gonna be honest. I think that Gruden didn't think that we had a team that was already prepared to win. I think he was like, "Fuck it, let's just like." I'm not saying he was throwing games away or no crazy shit like that.
No.
I'm just, I think that he knew we didn't have the team prepared. We didn't have the team ready to go yet. And let's be honest. Also, Paul Guenther was his friend, so I know he was like, "Man, come on, get it together." And he kept giving him chance after chance. But when we went and got Gus Bradley, I think everybody already knew, like, oh shit, like. It's instantly going to change. Like, it's instantly going to change because you look across that defense right now. Gus has each one of his guys at each level of the defense. He has Quentin Jefferson and Phylon on the defensive line and Yannick. Those are three guys with their paw prints all over the defensive line. You got Perriman, you got KJ Wright at linebacker, and then boom, you go back there. You know what I mean? And you got Casey Hayward in the secondary. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Roderick Teamer as a backup at safety. So, I mean, and then, Gus Bradley had his paw prints all over drafting Merrick. So at the end of the day, man, I think that we got to give all of our flowers, man. Give the flowers to Gus Bradley, man. I think that this dude came in and was a vital piece of changing everything, man. Along with Ron Miles, one of the greatest secondary coaches in the league. And everybody, don't be shocked, man. Next year, if Ron Miles gets a defensive coordinator job elsewhere. Because he's just that good. He's that good.
That's what happens, exactly. And again, you're looking at Guenther. Gruden's even said it. about himself, right? He got fired and he didn't like it. So
Yeah.
I think Gruden was real hesitant about letting his friend go, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I think he understood that he was all about himself. I mean, if you're a head coach, John Gruden is a narcissist.
Yeah.
Point, right? Like he just is. Like
there's no way around it.
He's very confident. He put all his eggs in one basket, which was his offense. He was going to build his offense. He did that. He gave Gunther a lot of like leftovers, right? More free agency picks. They didn't really invest heavy in the right areas in the right way on the defense. But he knew he had to pull the plug. But he gave him every opportunity. And for us fans, a little too much rope. But you know what? We got Gus now. It's over. It's done.
Shout out to my brother Samoan Raider. He says, shout out to my brother Knight, man. It's good to see you on.
What's up, brother?
Shout out to my bro Samoan, man. I got to get you back on the show again here soon, too, my brother. Shout out to Raider Carlos. What's up, Uso? Let me see, man. Do you think we're going to play Ha-Ha? I think Ha-Ha will play tomorrow, Zach.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think he will get some burn. You know, look, the way Gus coaches, man, I think you never know. Ha-Ha may go out there and get an INT, man.
He likes to rotate players, period, man. It's not just the defensive line he rotates. So you'll see everybody in there.
Yeah, and to be honest, man, I think Gus knew what he wanted. You know, Ha-Ha has more of that lengthy build that he likes in his players. Gus doesn't like those Carl Joseph type safeties. You know, he wants bigger guys. And, I would not be shocked if Ha-Ha got some burn tomorrow. We know Levitt is down for the count. You know what I mean? He's down with a concussion. Shout out to Levitt, too, man. We said this before on prior lives, but for him to throw his body on the line at a big pivotal part of the game, he was having a terrible game all game long. And for him to just extend himself like that and hurt him, he put his body on the line, bro. And that was
the NFL on notice too, though, because I mean that was a clean hit on top of it,
definitely.
Right? But if he would have played like we did back in the day, right? Like the Tatums, and he probably wouldn't have got the concussion, to be honest with you. You know, these defensive players have to think too much how they're going to hit somebody, and it's like a car accident, right? You don't see it coming, you're most likely going to be okay. But if you see it coming, that's when you hurt your neck. And
when you tense up, boom, it's over with.
Boom, it's it. He knew it. Yeah, they're not playing free. They don't want that big penalty. They want the big play, but not the big penalty.
There you go. Shout out to OG, man. He says RD is not the middle of the road. We are getting rated between 8 and 16. I saw one site ranked us third. It's still early though. It's still early. But yeah, I agree. I agree. Right now we are a top 10 defense, but
we're 2 or 3 weeks away before the cream starts to rise to the top. We believe the hype. I'm not saying don't believe the hype. Believe the hype. We're for real. Like we are way better than we've ever been.
Yeah.
So get on that hype train for sure. But I mean, you still got to let some of these other teams emerge. I mean, there's teams that are going to take a little longer to get going. Yeah. You know, they don't have the offense that we got.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother, man. He worried about tomorrow's game. The most dangerous team is a team coming off a humiliating loss. This game is a must win if we're going to make the playoffs. I agree with you, my brother. I do, man, because at the end of the day, bro, 35-0, I believe.
Right.
They're still an NFL team that won 10 games last year.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That was my point too. Like most NFL teams don't go back-to-back blowouts like that. I mean, this is more of a trap game for them to be set up to have that because our defense is playing so well and we have such a dynamic offense without a run game at that. So, I mean, I still say because of their offensive line issues, I don't think it's as much of a trap as people are scared of. That's the old way of thinking we got to get away from. Yeah. And I'm suffering from it too, right? Like I want to sit there and pound the table and say 48-0, right? Because it's set up that way. But there's that old Raider fan in me that's like, yeah, but this would be the game that Carr throws 3 picks and you know what I mean? Like everything gets all crazy. So we got to get over we got to retrain our brain.
You know why? Let's be honest, because I just see what Papa T said. I'm more nervous about this game than I am about the first two. You know why? Because we weren't supposed to win those first two. Now we're supposed to win this game. And that's what makes everybody nervous. We're supposed to win this game. And you know what's crazy? This is an interesting stat that if we win this game, we're the first team to go 3-0, beating 3 teams that won over 10 games the previous year. That's crazy, right?
And these players know that. The players know that.
Yeah, they do. So, yes, this is a big game for us. We have to win this game in order to be that. Just imagine if we win tomorrow, you guys, the NFL for sure is on notice. They know what's up. They know what's up now.
They have to talk about us now.
Yeah, they're definitely going to know. Yeah, for sure. And that's why I say blow them out, because if you blow them out, then it's just like, we
blow them out, turn into Stephen A. Smith the next day. I'd like to see what he
There
has
you
to
go.
say.
Talk that shit. Doug says, if we're up by 30 in the fourth, do we sit Carr? Hell yeah. By 30, shit. Hey, man, just run the ball. Hey, then get the run game going.
I think we get a big lead. We start sitting some of our key players. I don't think we throw them out there to get injured at this point. Not against the Dolphins.
Yeah, facts. Jerome says, Graphk, my guy, we're winning 40-10. Talk that blowout shit,
There
King.
it is.
Talk it. Q says, we have to establish the run just enough this game and we're good. Facts, brother.
Yeah.
Facts. Oh, yeah, come on. He said Peterson. Peterman time, man. Go. The GOAT. By 30, just put Regis at QB. Shout out to Smack, man. Hey, man, with that being said, man, hey, I'm about to head out in a minute, man. I just want to say, brother, I appreciate you, man, for pulling up tonight, man.
No problem, man.
We definitely got to put a show together with me, you and Watts. Watts will definitely be back on tomorrow, but we have to definitely get something rolling, bro.
Let's do it.
Can you let everybody know, man, where they can follow you at, where they can see you at, just everything you got going on, my brother?
Right now, I mean, I'm hanging out on Twitter. I don't do much on Twitter, but I'm Knight of the Shield on there. I'm Knight of the Shield on YouTube. I don't mess with Facebook. Don't really mess with Instagram. I keep it simple and real. It's been a while, but I'm back. I'm back at home. I got the studio set up, so keep looking out for my videos. I'm coming back, man.
I'm waiting for them notifications, bro. Trust me. I'm waiting for them.
It's been something every turn this season, man. Something's happened, but we're ready. We're ready.
It's all love, brother. Well, hey, man, look, even if you're not doing anything over there, you always got a home over here, my brother. I love to have you on and just shoot this shit. Knight's YouTube is definitely on the screen right here, you guys. Make sure, please, on your way out, go subscribe to our brother. And I want you guys to flood his last video's comment section and say, we need another video. That's what we need to do. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Tomorrow I will be definitely back with the pregame. Andy will be there. Night, if you got some time, brother, pull up. I love to have everybody on. You know how we do over here. So if you have some free time, just let me know, brother. I will definitely send you the link to pull up. We're going to talk about a few hours before the game. And then Andy's doing the live stream tomorrow for the full game. I'm enjoying the game tomorrow, y'all. I'm not doing a live stream. I want to sit back and watch our team as a whole because it's very difficult to watch the game and watch the live stream. I want to have fun tomorrow. So
I appreciate you, brother, man, for everything you do for the nation, dude. If Ice Cube has been nominated the president of the Raider Nation, you're either vice president or you should run to take his spot, brother. You're killing it.
I appreciate you, brother. That means a lot to me, especially coming from you, man. It truly does. Love you, brother. Like I said, anytime, bro. You got a home over here if you want to just come shoot your shit.
Cool.
Everybody in the chat right now is saying that they sub to your channel, man. So make sure you're probably going to see a bunch of new people over there right now. With that being said, I will be back tomorrow morning for Coffee and Convo. Blessings, everybody. Wipe them feet on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. Go hit that subscribe button to my brother, man. Love you guys to death. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my brother Oakland Knight. Raiders. Talk. Big game tomorrow, you guys. I will see y'all in the morning. Love you, brother. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, brother. Thanks, brother.